Greetings, everyone. This is just a straightaway intro because it's not a game. Though I wish it was. Technical troubles, failures, newbie stuff, rookie stuff, things going wrong. Bound to happen to everyone. And oh boy, did it happen. Thank you for liking. And oh boy, did it happen to me. So, the reason it was so abrupt is because I decided to ignore my hard drive failure. It was dying. I didn't pay attention. I didn't really know I even needed to at the time, and now I do. I thought it sounded off, but um, probably gonna put the clip in here. All right. Yeah. So that sound, that is very bad. I looked it up online. I couldn't find that sound anywhere actually, which is one of the reasons why I trying to play off the fact that it was my hard drive dying, even though I should have just known it was dying and I needed to get a new one. Um, so all the like 2 videos that I had ready for Empires of the Undergrowth, were lost, meaning I'm gonna have to go through and replay those levels before I'm caught back up. I'll try to be as accurate as possible. Luckily, that'll give me the chance to do the missions for the levels that I passed on for the Formicarium specifically. So that'll give me a chance to do those back over again without having to start anew, even though I'm gonna have to start anew. I'm gonna go back to the hard drive. So I'm not gonna take it out. I put it back in. I'm not gonna take it apart or anything until later, when it might actually matter. But it is this. Oh, you actually get to read it. Nice. Toshiba. Now, this isn't to say that what you just saw, this Toshiba drive, is a bad drive. Apparently, hard drives failing early on is normal. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. But hard drives failing early on in their life is apparently normal because they either fail early or they fail late. They're either bad or they're good. If they're bad, they'll die soon. If they're good, they'll die really later on. I got really unlucky with the Toshiba. Now, that's not to say that, it's automatically a bad drive. Um, I did see that I believe Toshiba did have a very high early fail rate, as well as a very low time before the fails actually would stop being common. Um, so from what I could gather, I'm probably gonna have to go through and uh shout out, I guess, me, little guy, shouting out, yeah. Um, I guess just point out the channels that I've been using to get a lot of my information and that have helped me get here, because I think that'd just be fair. Like how to get here to begin with. Why not just say thank you to these people who are the whole reason I'm able to even do this, because, I learned from them just watching the videos. Anyway, so Toshiba's, it's not to say that they're bad, but as far as starting out with them, is a lot unluckier than other ones. What I have now are two, oh, you can't even see that, WD Blacks, two of them. One specifically for games, one specifically for videos. That way I'm not stressing the drive out trying to play a game and record the game at the same time, because that drive is having to work double hard in trying to do 2 sets of data transfers, I guess, or whatever at the same time. So hopefully that'll increase the life cycle um, of the drives. And that's also not to say that the WD is going to be any better than the Toshiba. I don't know. I haven't been using them that much. I haven't put any strain on them. So whether or not they even survive is a mystery. But they were expensive. It was 500 something dollars for the two of them uh together. So I spent $500 on over $500 on those two things, getting them here and then having to get the SATA cables for them because they don't come with SATA cables, or at least the way I ordered them. I don't know if any of them do. I don't know. Um, but if anything else fails on my computer, I'm not going to be able to. Um, I'm not unless it's something that I already have something to replace with. If anything else fails, I'm not going to be able to keep going for a while until I'm able to get something new again. Uh, I'll get into that later, but I just want to talk about other things that have gone wrong and problems that I've had. Is with microphone, you already know, when I first started doing this, my first video um, that I did, I don't know if anything else, but I was having trouble recording audio and it coming through cleanly. It was getting scratched up randomly, and that was with the Samsung Q9U microphone, I believe it is. I have it sitting over here. And that's not to say that there's anything wrong with that. I don't know if there's anything wrong with these things. It's just I might not know how to properly use them. Um, so that was something that I solved by just getting a new headset with a separate mic to where hopefully there wouldn't be any interference with anything because I don't know what it was. I couldn't figure it out. I mean, I'm really new to this kind of stuff. And even though I've tried to learn how to get better, I'm not the best at learning. Even though technology and how things work is easy for me to learn, some things are just a little bit too confusing when you get into like the very nitty gritty, very specific, uh, basically code language on how it's not like programming code, but like a whole bunch of letters meaning to represent something else, getting down to that kind of stuff. That starts to confuse me a little bit. So I'm definitely definitely not the best. And I could definitely learn more. And I highly suggest that if any of you ever want to get into anything like this, definitely learn as much as you can. Even if you don't want to be a streamer or gamer or anything like that, just run of the mill computer use. I highly recommend that you actually learn to do these things like I'm having to learn to do them, almost as if you're trying to be a professional, because that's how technology is going, is that the user is becoming more and more expected to understand how these things work because it's older people producing them and they have a high expectation for the younger people saying, oh, they're living in this age of technology, they should understand it better, and they're raising the bar of user knowledge to even use things like this. And some people just take off with it, and it just comes natural. It good on them for just going with it. But I'm not so good at that. Uh, immediately. Uh, some things are easier, some things are harder, and finding information is hard for me. Taking it in, being taught, I don't have as much trouble with that, but actually finding that information because there's a lot of information out there, and a lot of it is financially persuaded. Um, you know, all these advertisements, all these advertisers, sponsors, stuff like that. You know, it's basically the same thing as lobbying in the government. We pay you to say what we want you to say, and because people want the money, they're gonna say it. And I can't really call anybody out for that, technology wise, because I don't know. I'm not the one testing all these things, which I actually hope that maybe in the future I can do that to try to be the honest guy in the system And if I see something's wrong, I can call it out and not have financial, you know, leverage on me to try to lie to anyone. Because I don't like being lied to. I certainly don't like lying myself, because lying doesn't get anybody anywhere. So I want to be as honest as I can be, and not just try to hold myself to that. So definitely try to learn on your own as much as possible. Even if regular computer use, you want to know what's going to happen with these things. I mean, it doesn't have to be an expensive gaming PC to break down. It can be a regular computer, and even that's going to be expensive. And so if you don't know what's going to kill your computer, and depending on how much of your livelihood is set at stake for these things, it could be. I can't do nothing about that. I mean, I got a 1080p monitor, which is another thing. The low quality gameplay footage, yeah, I can't do nothing about that until I can afford to get a better monitor that can actually have better quality be used. Anyway, but definitely learn about these things. Not just for my sake, but for yours. I mean, if you know anything and you want to tell me anything, absolutely, I'm all about being informed. There's nothing wrong with you, the viewer, being smarter with me. If I got to learn a lesson from my viewers, I have no problem with that. Fire away. That's what it's all about. There's no point in me being here if I can't learn, especially from the people who have the broadest range of knowledge than just the direct peers that I interact with. Internet, bring forth thine information. No problem with that. So yeah, stuff breaks down expensive. Oh, another thing that messed up is the first graphics card I got. Um, the driver, uh, I didn't want to mess up, deleting it and reinstalling or whatever, because it wasn't compatible with the CPU or something for whatever reason. Which it was fine because it was actually running the graphics off of the computer. So I don't know why it was saying it was compatible. I guess it was the full operation of it. Or I guess it was just the CPU that was using it, or maybe I was misreading which graphics processing was which. So I got a whole separate graphics card, but don't worry, I can still use it as a backup. Same thing with the drive and all these other things I have. I can still go back to them and figure out how to make them work to where, it's not a waste of money, but it's something where I have to learn and I need more outlet. I can't help when it does that. I need more outlets to be able to test things and not actually, kill my graphics drive, my graphics card. Um, because I don't know what I'm doing. I need to learn before screwing around with too much. And if I can buy my way out of trouble, I'd rather buy my way out of trouble. Well, I not rather buy my way out of trouble. It's just it's more costly to screw something up and then still have to buy something than it is to buy something and then learn and then have two things that I know how to work with. Anyway, so why I somehow can't afford these things is the IRS tax. Ooh, hit like a truck this season. I was not ready for that, which I mean, it was going to be the same amount either way. No matter how you do your taxes, they get the money. It doesn't matter how you file it, whether they take it out for the year or they take it out all at once during the season. Um, but I wasn't ready for that. And then my wife's medical expenses. I don't think anyone would ever blame somebody for medical expenses. I certainly don't, because my wife is way more important than anything that I do in this room, unless it's making money. And this isn't making money yet, which is fine. It's just a passion that hopefully it will, where I can actually do something with my life that I enjoy to make money, but I can't start a business if I don't have enough money to either back myself on or anything like that. So this is just hopefully a leap to make. This is just a leap to making my own business because I can't just quit my current job. But with my wife's medical expenses, I can't blow all my money on doing this. That comes first. We come first. And it's unfortunate that I can't, just full speed ahead with this as much. But I'd much rather be happy without a single piece of technology than, drag myself through the dirt for, you know, the internet. I mean, as wonderful as people as there can be on here, I I I beg to argue that the internet is, albeit secretly, a lot worse than it is good. But I mean, that's not what this is about. This isn't about trying to dig out the worst of the internet. This is me trying to bring out the best of the internet. That's my whole purpose here. So I keep getting distracted. And now I'm thirsty. Yeah. So if things ever go hard or get hard and I have to stop, if I can let you know, Bill, I do want feedback on like, directly updating, especially for the future. Anybody getting along with this, and for the few people, I have like 5 subscribers now. Thank you, whoever you are. That I don't know who subscribed to me. I think I know one person. I think like one friend I have is subscribed to me, and maybe my wife. So would that make two? The other three, I don't think I know who you are. So thank you, three strangers, and then all the people who have been viewing my videos, because my aunt videos have actually been doing really good. And so any of you people who are coming into this, thank you. Thank you everyone who's viewed or commented. I gotta dig back into that and figure out who all. But for other feedback on updates, I'm not one for social media. I don't want to use short format stuff to try to boost my channel because I struggle with ADD, and short format stuff is, you know, toxic to me, especially because I'm susceptible to addiction. So you take someone with a short attention span and addictive behavior, and you give them TikTok or Instagram or YouTube Shorts, which YouTube Shorts is that better, Facebook or anything like that, and I'll just sit for hours. I know other people without, ADD or without addictive behavior struggle with it too, but for me, I gotta try to stay out of that. And so I don't want to feed into a system that is toxic to me myself because I'm using poison or using a toxic system to try to boost myself, and I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. I know it would help, but it ain't worth it because if I can't do it and how I want, or if I can't grow and how I want things to be, because although I can do short format, sometimes it would make sense. That's not where I want my mainstay to be anyway. So if I try to make myself a short format kind of person when I'm not, I like lengthy games, I like lengthy skits and whatever else. I'm trying to make myself seem short format. That take away from all the longer stuff that I do. If everybody gets out there filling the longer stuff, which, whatever you're into, you can be into, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that, but I don't want to try to be disingenuous to myself. But for quality though, uh, as how y'all want things to be, absolutely give me comments, pointers, uh, criticism, however you see fit. I don't want to act like I have everything perfectly under control or exactly right, and everyone just be miserable the whole time trying to watch, my channel because I know my prey videos aren't doing as well. That might just be, user interest or maybe, I mean, if they just aren't as good as my ant videos, that's fine. Um, which I only have two things I'm going with. By the way, when I start back up, I'm actually going to be doing Terra Tech until I can get caught back up in Empires of the Undergrowth. And then I'll be doing Minecraft. Everyone's gonna love that, I guess. Anyway, whatever y'all think it needs to be done, I'm gonna start doing the. I gotta remember where my hands are on screen. I'm gonna start doing the chapters thing on YouTube. That way you can skip to certain parts. I'm trying to be better in my professionalism, uh, as well as cutting through better on uh where I chop my video up. Trying to do better on that. I'm gonna have to learn transitions. Where those see fit and other animation effects that go on. I don't want to be dull, but it's just a matter of what people are interested in. I don't want to go too far with it, making my whole thing be, you know, uh, cliche songs or freaking sound bites that everyone gets annoyed by, or animation that either looks garbage or that no one's interested in seeing. Or it just doesn't even make any sense. If I can't think of anything that would, you know, work, then I don't want to add it. Or if I don't know what would work, because you know I don't have any feedback, then I don't want to add it. Start ruining my channel because I'm trying to be quirky in ways that I'm not, or that people don't find interesting. I'd rather just wait and then get told, hey, you should probably do this. Like we, the viewers, have decided collectively amongst how few we are, or whatever. Um, you need to put a cat or something. I don't know. Just whatever y'all are interested in, or y'all think needs to be changed. For y'all out there, just tell me so I can do it and I can make it more enjoyable for the both of us. Actually make me work a little bit harder and gain a little more interest and gain a little more feedback. And be a little more entertaining and be a little bit more successful in my endeavor of trying to entertain people. If I'm not doing a good enough job at that, then what's the point? So I think that sums it up. That covers the technical failures that I've had and I've had to overcome. Really just buying new stuff because I can't fix it. I mean, it's like a few grand to recover the data of a hard drive. Like, I'm pretty sure it was the reader that broke. Um, so yeah, that was the technology part, and then that was the video part, and then that was the what's going on. So I guess that covers everything that's been going on. I appreciate as little as I've done so far. I appreciate anyone who's been viewing, anyone who's been actually attentive to what's been going on with my channel. I appreciate it all, and hopefully I can continue to improve. I know it hasn't been long, um, but I will try to get into more enjoyable stuff and try to be more interactive. I know I've been a very dull, um, kind of reactor to games and all. Don't be fooled. I'm actually, uh, I, I don't know if I'd call it quirky. I don't know if I'd call it quirky. Maybe quirky, maybe goofy. I may seem very mundane and boring, like, oh, he's so technical. And although I am technical, you just haven't seen me actually. Well, I've been comfortable. You just haven't seen me get on the wilder side of me reacting to stuff. I've just been really level-headed and um not formal. I don't know what word I'd use to describe it, but I can be a little bit goofier and funnier and all that kind of stuff. I just, haven't had the moment. I don't want to fake it. That's the thing. I don't want to fake any of that stuff. I don't want to do fake reactions and fake content and fake skits and all that. It's like if it's there, it's genuine. Unless it's like purpose, like actually like acting. Because I can do acting. I can do voice acting. I can do emotional acting. I can do whatever acting. If you know that's what it is, that's a whole different story. I mean, we know Robert Downey Jr. isn't Tony Stark. But when you watch him, you feel as if he's the same. Like it's like that. Like sure, he's faking it, duh, but that's his job. We know that's his job. But he's not trying to be Tony Stark in real life. You know, it's kind. It's like that. He's not faking who he is. He's Robert Downey Jr. And then when he's Iron Man, he's Tony Stark. It's I want to have that kind of separation of not doing like reality television. That's what like reality television is like. Well, this is real TV. These are real people doing this. It's like yeah, and they're paid to read a script on the premise that this is just their daily lives when it's not. It's like it's not how they go about. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. I want you to have the real me, and if the real me is boring sometimes, then just skip on ahead. It's just gonna have to be like that. So, thanks again for sticking around. I know it's not always that fun hearing me drone on, especially with just my big stupid face on a blank background with nothing else going on. I mean, how much more boring can I get? But you're here, and you're concerned or just curious or whatever it may be. So, thank you. I appreciate. It's gonna bug me. It's cause it's having a. It's a camera. Sometimes don't know how cameras work. Anyway, I appreciate it and stick around. Keep me in your back pocket of up and coming content creators. I may be a rookie, but I'm hoping to be like a lightning. I'm gonna pause every time I see it stop. I hope to be more like a Lightning McQueen. I'm not believing a Lightning McQueen rookie with less ego. And just start from the bottom, go to close to the top, be entertaining, have a lot of fun, and be genuine the entire time. And occasionally boring, but also occasionally really good. I can't help but get distracted. And I'm also really bad at cutting off things because I'm either appreciative and then I want to keep talking and it's like whatever. So I'm gonna just shut myself up. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. I hope everything's going well for you. I'm still doing great. I'm still God blessed. I'm still God blessed with every little thing. And I hope you are too. So don't worry about me. Um, but just keep me in mind, you know, so we can both have fun. Goodbye.